Hello, 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 hello. It's Dr. Tamara Beckford. And, you know, some people are out there who are truly suffering from burnout. Now, if this is you, have you ever wondered why your burnout is not fixing itself and why you're in this never ending cycle of just being exhausted? If so, this is for you. Like, subscribe, send this to anybody that you know is suffering and needs some support. Alrighty, let's talk about this never ending cycle that you might find yourself stuck in if you're battling burnout. It's like your brain just gets to this point where it tricks itself into thinking this is just how it's going to be forever and ever. Amen. Right? Like you'll never be able to get out of this cycle that you just trapped, this overwhelmed, this feeling of exhaustion, this feeling of just fatigue. Like, this is the life that I'm just going to be living. And we all know that that's false, right? We all know that that's false because you're not meant to live this life of exhaustion, fatigue, and just not be able to find joy and peace. Like, that's not how it is. It's not how it is, and it's not how it's going to be. So, first, you're going to make that decision, right? Because when we think about what burnout does, it gets you into this point, right? You're kind of like, I'm exhausted. Okay, part one. Then you get frustrated because you're frustrated that you're exhausted. Like, "Oh, why am I exhausted?" So you're exhausted, then it leads to frustration. And then after that, you start feeling guilty for being frustrated and being exhausted. And then you're like, okay, alrighty, maybe I need to do a quick fix. I know what I could do. I know what I could do. I'm going to go on vacation. Okay, that's nice. But is it going to truly fix it? Not really, right? Then you're like, all right, okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go do a spa day. I'm going to do a spa day. I get a massage. That should be able to fix this burnout because, like, I have tension in my shoulders. I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to go, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go on vacation and then get a massage while I'm on vacation because that should be able to fix it. No, then you might be like, you know what? I'm going to do, I'm going to go out with friends. I'm going to have some wine. We're going to do a wine evening. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on vacation with my friends. We're going to have a spa day and then we're going to drink wine and I should be good. By the time I get back, I should be good. Like, I won't have to deal with this burnout anymore. Mm, you want the real deal? Or you want me to give it to you slowly? All of that is nice, but it's not going to fix the underlying cause because when you come back, burnout is just going to be like, hey, girl, or hey, my friend, I'm back. I see you came back from vacation and I never left. And guess what I'm about to do? Enter into your life again. So, unless we really truly fix the underlying cause, that burnout cycle is just going to happen over and over again, right? So, what are some things that we need to do to get to the underlying cause? I would love for you to really sit and think about what does your calendar look like? Let's start there. Is your calendar set with times and dates where you are pouring into yourself on a consistent basis, not just waiting for it to get to a head and think I'm going to do vacation. And when I do the vacation with my friends and get the massage, that I'll be okay? Are you having time that's built in consistently in order to prevent yourself from getting to that point of burnout, right? Now, what about on not just that daily basis, but what about like the overall health and wealth that happens, right? So, burnout, we know it leads to exhaustion. And of course, then we talked about the frustration. But one of the things also with that exhaustion that happens is that you're not sleeping, right? So if you're not sleeping, you're not getting rest. And guess what's happening after that? Foggy brains. Decision fatigue is another thing that happens when it comes to burnout, right? You have all these decisions that you make at work. You have these reports that you have to do. You have to manage this team. You have to manage, when you're managing teams, you're managing multiple personalities and multiple issues. People individually, they just have issues that they need support. And so you're managing all of that, right? And then you have to manage yourself. And guess what you do when you go home? Boom, you got to manage the household. You got to, answer questions. Some people might be out there cooking and cleaning. Wow. Sounds like another recipe for burnout, right? Where you just decision fatigue, fatigue, fatigue. So, what do you have built in for you? What does your schedule look like? Where do you have that time built into the schedule for rest, for your mind, for your body, for your soul? When was the last time you did anything that really brought that soul into you, where you just felt connected to something that was bigger than you, right? Something that just really had you in that moment. And when you came out of it, you felt refreshed. And you're like, okay, if I do this on a consistent basis and I tag this into my life, then I should be fine, right? Then I should be fine. When was the last time you did that? Was the last time you recharged? When was the last time you recharged? You probably haven't. Why? Because you're going, 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 right? You're going, going, going. Nutrition wise, when was the last time that you had a nutritious meal? Or were you just snacking to get through? Are you snacking to get through? As a matter of fact, as you're listening to this, are you like, well, I need to hurry up and get this report done? And I'm just like giving myself something quick, sugary that will give me a quick rush so that I can make it through these next couple minutes, the 30, 40, 45 minutes, an hour, that next hour. What are some things that you're doing for you? So these are small, consistent things that will help to prevent from you getting to that burnout phase, right? It's just small and consistent. But the thing about it is that we ignore all of that. And then we end up in this never-ending cycle. And then we're wondering why we're exhausted, why we're frustrated, fatigued, and then feeling guilty, right? Alrighty. So we already talked about what are these things that you're doing for yourself. Okay. So how are you managing burnout? Are you like fighting it head on, or are you deciding and being strategic with what you do to get through burnout? Because burnout really is kind of like somebody dumped you in quicksand. You got dumped in quicksand, and while you're there, if you struggle, guess what's happening? You're struggling and you're going further down, right? But if you are strategic, and I kind of think if you're flowing and you're making strategic decisions, such like think of that Tai Chi. I love those, being able to move and the energy that is given you, being able to use that energy and give it back. So you're being strategic. So those are those strategic moves that you're doing in that deep belly that can happen when you're in burnout, right? So you're being strategic. So if you can, of course, do some of these moves before you get there, then you can help to prevent burnout. But if you're deep in burnout, those are some of the things that you can do. Let's just go through some stuff. And this is not something that I'm like, oh, this is great, blah, blah, blah. No, these are some of the things that I've had my clients do, and they've had great success with doing that. Now, number one is really digging deep and understanding why your burnout happens. Dig deep and understand, why did your burnout happen? And what do you want your life to look like outside of burnout? Now, when burnout really gets to its head, it throws you for a spin. And guess what? You start giving up on things that you really want to do in life, right? Did you want to be the head of a particular organization? Did you want to be able to start something on your own? Did you have dreams of and aspirations of building something while you were working? Not that it would replace what you're doing, but it really just would get to inspire you. That's something you've often wanted to do. But because you're so deep within burnout, things that really help to fuel your fire of life just get extinguished because of burnout, right? But when you find that deeper meaning, like, what are some things that I want to do? What are some ways that I really want to channel my energy? Then you start putting that energy towards that, and then some of the negative things that really brought you deep into the burnout becomes obsolete. And so no, you're not going to get annoyed by this person who's persistently trying to knock you down. Why? Because they become obsolete. My energy no longer belongs to fighting you. My energy belongs to this thing that I'm creating. And so you become obsolete. Sorry. Just like the song say, you might have thought the song was about you, You might think this is about you, but it's not. It's about me. It's about my energy and about where I'm going, right? So when you dig deep into your why did I get burned out? What is it that I want? Why is it that I want this particular drive or this vision that I had for my life? Why did I want it? Then you start working towards that. And when you work towards it, everything else become obsolete. It no longer pulls your energy from you. And you can use all of that positive joy and feeling and use it towards what you actually want, right? I've seen this. I've had this. We work with my clients, I work with them towards this. And I'm telling you the absolute joy, it's amazing. When you tap into your deeper why, within 3 to 4 weeks, completely different view. And that's the reframing. You're reframing of your daily life. You're reframing of instead of what it is that I am doing, I get to do. I get to live this life of abundance. I get to really soak in all these positive things. I get to connect with people that I want to connect with. So all of that are very, very powerful things that can happen. It really taps into you finding your why and you going towards it, and then you start reframing your current existence. You reframe the situation that you're in. You reframe what it is. So it's not ignoring. So that's not it, because we know what happens when we ignore things, right? I'm a doctor at baseline. You ignore that little sore and then it festers and then it starts to smell. Next thing you know, you got gangrene, and next thing you know what, you got to cut it off. So no, that's not what happens. You're not ignoring it. You're really just channeling your energy towards fixing the things that's important, right? Fixing and reframing, and that's reframing the mind, the body, and the spirit. So if this was helpful to you, by helping you to really sit and think about what it is that happens to me that's causing my burnout. Do I want to be stuck in this real cycle, this never ending cycle of just exhaustion? Do I want to be stuck in this cycle of frustration? Do I want to be stuck in this cycle where I am just thinking maybe a quick fix is going to get over it? Is it a quick fix, a quick vacation? Do I want to be stuck in a cycle when I'm like, okay, I'll just do a spa day and then I'll be fine? Do I want to be stuck in a cycle when I'm saying like, okay, well, you know what, maybe I'll just do wine with my friends and I should be good to beat this burnout? And we know that that's not what happens. We really have to dig deep, find our whys, find ways to get back to it, find ways to be able to overcome all that is bringing that exhaustion, that's bringing the frustration, that's bringing you to the point that you're cynical, when you no longer want to connect with your loved ones. Find what can break all of that, right? If you're looking for someone to help to support you on that journey, then I invite you to use the link that's in this in the description and book a free call. Book a consult call. We'll sit and discuss and see if working with me is something that can help you to find that why and to break that cycle, and to most importantly, bring back that joy, bring back that life, bring back that meaning to your life so that you can enjoy it. So we're still at the beginning of 2025. Think about how you want to enter and continue to enjoy this next quarter. So we're halfway through the first quarter of the year. What do you want your next quarter to look like? Do you want it to look like this quarter that you're having now? Do you want it to look like the end of last year? Or do you see yourself and envision yourself being freer, being happier, like what I have been able to do with my clients? We're just so ecstatic and just broke free within 3 to 4 weeks, had a different view on life, and just really are going full force and making the best of 2025, making this their best year yet. So I'm looking forward to supporting anyone else who wants to be on that journey. I'm Dr. Tamara Beckford, and you can connect with me with the link in the chat. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.